voice consists of sound made using the vocal tracts, such as talking, as I am doing now, singing, laughing, crying, screaming, etc. So still on the show, we meet yet another incredible man, Seun Shobo, trained botanist who had to quit his job after discovering he could use his voice differently. Just how does he do it? Let's find out.
Hello everybody, my name is Seun Shobo. I'm the team lead at the Voiceover Academy as well as the Voiceover Bank. We're passionate about training talents, voice talents, and developing voice talents, basically, from Africa to the world. We want to put African voice talents on the global map. That is our focus and our vision. At the Voiceover Bank, we also produce jingles, voiceovers for different brands, as well as get jobs for our alumni who finish from here, basically. So I studied botany in school, in Unilag. I also did a couple of courses and did, but I was never cut out for botany, you know, never cut out for that. You know, I'd always known I was a creative person, but I did sciences throughout secondary school to university. Because of peer pressure, you know. Then we always used to tell each other, "I'm going to be a chemical engineer." Everybody wanted to be a chemical engineer at that point in time, and I felt like that wasn't for me. You know, as at the time I got to my year 2, I did a course, a creativity course, and it was like my eyes just opened. So I knew I was going that line, you know, but I didn't know I was coming to voiceover at the end of the day. So I started branding. And I did branding for over, 8 to 10 years. Yes, I still do a bit of it now. However, this is what I do full time now, because I started doing voiceovers in university, while I was studying botany. So I'd always known that I was gonna, but I worked a bit. I worked at a PR firm, CMC Connect, Perception Managers. I also worked with Mara Creative, where I used to book talents for model. I used to book models as well as voice talents. So we did a lot of jingles, a lot of popular jingles that you probably have sung before. I did a couple of things. I was a newspaper guy, for different, for Ministry of Justice. I used to deliver newspapers all over Lagos, and while I was in school, I was just a pure hustler, in school, because I just wanted to make it. I just wanted to break through. Before I started this, I was consulting for a company, and I was the brand manager there. A lot of things were happening in the company at that point in time, and I just knew my time was up there. And I told my boss then that I think my time is up. I have to leave. Now, I wasn't scared because, and this might sound like pride, but I was not just scared because I had done this before. I worked for myself. I came back to paid employment, and then I said, you know what, this is not for me. I did it for about 2.5 years. And I told the boss, I said, I can't continue this way. I have to leave. Something is calling me, and that's the Voiceover Academy. And yes, I started voiceover as a class. When we started it as a class, I was still doubting myself a bit. Why? Because there was nothing like that in Nigeria. In Africa, this is the first ever training school of voiceover talents in Africa. I started it, and here we are 2 years after. Honestly speaking, we've had over 200 people graduate from the school, yes. I was also privileged to represent Nigeria at the world's largest voiceover conference, yes, last year, in March. Yes, so I met a lot of international voiceover talents that we all celebrate here in Nigeria. But yeah, I was able to sell the African brand and African voices, which is what our vision is here, to actually put Africa on the global map. The challenge is, of course, an entrepreneurial, and if you're an entrepreneur, normal challenges, light, infrastructure, things that you need, the regulatory authorities, things that you need to put together. Of course, cash flow, and that's the fact that some people, when you tell them you're doing voiceover, they're just like, voiceover, what is that? You know, some people know about it, some people don't know. So we still need to push the word out there, you know, which is what we're trying to do. We are changing the narrative, and at least for now, we know that for the past 2 years, it has increased. The number of voiceover talents, people that are interested in this industry, has increased. And if you go and check social media handles, I'm sure if you check half of the social media handles, specifically on Instagram, a lot of them left from this academy. Yes, you know, I can tell you that for free. Because most of them, what we try to do is make sure that we have a force of voice actors out there, of voiceover talents out there, who are going to, you know, make a difference, such that when the first force is out there, people won't but notice what is going on, you know. But we have some challenges. There are a lot of projects we want to embark on, you know, like we want to create some animated movies from the voice actors' perspective, you know, because animators and voice actors are supposed to be like Siamese twins. But in Nigeria, the animators just, you know, they don't take the voice actors really seriously because maybe they think we don't know what we're doing, you know. But they need to really, you know, they need to have discussions with us because we actually know what we're doing, you know. But it might just be late because, I mean, I have connects with Disney in America, you know, and I am having talks with them on coming to Nigeria to scout for talents. So if Nigerian animators don't appreciate us, well, they shouldn't be surprised when they see some of our guys there, you know, over there. But we have challenges with that, you know, collaborating with animators, because actors are actors, you know. Not every actor is a voice actor, you know. So a lot of people just think any actor can just do voice acting. No, it's not. It doesn't happen that way. I don't want to mention the names of certain cartoons or animations that I saw about towards the end of last year. And I heard them say that they were pioneers. I just laughed because it was funny to me. But I mean, we collaborations basically, and then getting the industry out there, letting people know much more about the industry. Those are the challenges, the little challenges we have. Of course, one of the major challenges we have as well is also the place of royalties for voiceover talents, because they do a lot of work. 9 out of the 10 things you hear on radio are done by voice talents, you know, and a lot of them are just paid one-off, you know. Meanwhile, in other parts of the world, what they do is licensing. So you license, okay, I do this work for you, and I'm licensed for maybe 10 months or 6 months. If you're going to use for another 6 months, you're going to pay me for that, you know. But in Nigeria, once we pay you, maybe they give you 20K or 50K, you know, they just say, oh, okay, it's okay, you know. And this thing is going there, is really going out there, making a lot of noise, you know, calling people's attention to that brand. And the person who is helping, who was the medium, is suffering. No, it shouldn't be that way. You know, so we are working hard to make sure we change that narrative. Will I want to go back to my 9 to 5? Never. Can I speak another language? To Fiakwa. You know, no, it's not going to happen. You know, it's not going to happen. I've discovered that entrepreneurship is life. I've discovered that as a creative person, I cannot be limited to a space. You know, if I'm working for somebody, not that it's bad to work for people. You know, if you're out there, if you're called to do that, yes. But for someone like me, I'm very creative, so I can't be boxed to one place. You know, today I can just wake up and tell my staff, you know, all of us, let's go to the movies, let's go and watch a film, because we're a creative house. We're not here to calculate, do Microsoft Excel, you know, calculate numbers. No, we are here to We're here to have fun with our voices. Even though we're working hard, we're here to have fun. So we should actually, in our work ethic should actually carry that fun along. We shouldn't just be, but I'm not going to go. And I will never go. Even if you offer me $1 billion, I don't think I'm going to do that. So yes, this is our studio. This is where we get the grind going. This is where we record the voices. This is our baking oven. This is our oven. This is where we bake. Yes, and this is not your regular 9 to 5. We are different. We are voices that sell. We are voices that sell your brands. We are voices that make a difference, basically. So yeah, welcome to the Voiceover Academy, where magic is made with your voice.
So my name is Olugbade Oluwafemi, also known as the Sound Baker. I am the studio manager of the Voiceover Academy. Using my voice as a source of income has been an amazing journey, an amazing experience. It hasn't been easy, I won't lie to you. It's not, I won't just lie to you, it hasn't been easy. It takes a lot of effort, determination, passion, commitment, a lot of sleepless nights just to get what you want, Excellence is the name of the game at the end of the day, so it's not been easy, but it's been worth it. I mean, I'm excited about it. So coming to the Voiceover Academy has been one of the best decisions of my entire life, right? I came here confused. I came here, very confused. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know jack about voiceover. I didn't know anything about the business, But coming here, I got a sense of direction. I had a sense of direction. I came here and then I knew that, okay, this was what I was supposed to do. This was how I was supposed to go about it, This was the way to go, So for me, just knowing what to do and how to do it was one major thing that I learned here at Voiceover Academy, which has been very major, very helpful, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Welcome to the Voiceover Academy. Everyone has a voice, but only certain voices sell. Right, that's what we do here. So this is not your regular 9 to 5. This is my life.